Alright, so here we have a table of all the crimes in Massachusetts in each town and city in 2013, and we are given this information at the top. We can remove the lines that contain this information in order to make the table more clear. There's also information at the bottom of the spreadsheet that we can also remove in order to make the numbers more prominent. So you can right-click and click delete in order to clarify this. Also, it will be helpful when we're using this table to sort out the top so it's more easy to read what each category is. And you can do this by dragging the lines between them, each cell, so you can see every part. This can be done for each cell so you can see every word and they're not squished inside. As you can see here, there's many different categories of crimes in Massachusetts, and we might be interested in all different types. So if we want to sort, maybe we want to see which town or city has the least violent crime. So we can sort smallest to largest of violent crime. So this window will pop up and you hit sort. And you can see that these are the towns and cities with the least in order. And it goes all the way up down to Boston, which has 5,037. You can also sort the other way from largest to smallest. So you hit sort again, and there you see Boston at the top. You can sort by town and city by going from A to Z. So you hit sort again. Or you could go from Z to A. Perhaps you're interested in looking in the population, so you might want to sort from the smallest population to the largest population. You use this same sort button that you would use previously and hit sort. And you can see that the population is ascending as you go down the spreadsheet. Perhaps you want to see which towns and cities are more violent, so you could click on the row in which the violent crime is contained in and hit filter. Then a little box comes up in the filter cell. You click it and you can deselect ones that are less than 5, so you can see all the towns and cities with 5 or greater violent crimes. And as you scroll through the list, you see that Excel has taken out any towns with less than 5 crimes. And you can undo this by going back and hitting select all. And then you can close your table and it's back to what it was before. Let's go back to having the cities in alphabetical order. So as you will recall, you can go to the sort and filter button on the right hand side, click it, and go sort A to Z. Hit sort, and there they are in alphabetical order. You can scroll down and see that they are in alphabetical order all the way through. Now we can visualize this data as well. You can click on some of the information. Let's say we want to see the violent crime in each state. So we select all the boxes in which the violent crime is contained in. And there we go. So now we go to insert, and you can see there's a variety of different graphs we can insert. Excel will recommend charts for you. We can use our own that we select from their other options. Let's say we want to use the 3D clustered column. You click on that, and you can see each different part, the number of violent crimes, but we want to have the names of the towns and cities instead of just the number of cell that they're located in. So you can go to select data, and when it says horizontal category axis labels, we will click the little button over here, click it, and it'll reopen your spreadsheet, and you select the town names. So as you select, you can see that they're in alphabetical order, and in your chart they will also be displayed in alphabetical order. And once you have finished selecting the names of your towns, hit enter on your keyboard and then hit OK on the window of selecting your data source. And you can see that the names of the towns are inserted into your chart. We can label our chart violent crimes in each town. Hit enter. And as you can see, not all of the towns in Massachusetts are represented on this chart because it is simply too small. But if we expand the chart by taking our cursor onto one of the small squares and dragging it out, you can get more and more towns, and you can do this with any of the squares. Drag it out and see that there are more towns displayed, and each town has a bar representing the number of violent crimes in each town. And you can see that Boston has the greatest number of violent crimes. And if you expand it more, you can see even more towns. You can see that some of the other towns do not have as many violent crimes. Now that we have this information, we might want to look at different information because we noticed that Boston has a particularly high number of violent crimes. But what about other crimes, such as, let's see, property crimes, burglaries, or motor vehicle thefts? What if you want to consider every type of possible crime? So we're all done with our previous chart. We can click on the chart and hit the delete button on your keyboard, and it will disappear. If you want to see the total crimes in each town, you can make a new column, title it Total Crimes. You can adjust the size of the column as you did in the previous adjustments. And there is a button on the Excel that will allow you to total it. It is called AutoSum, and you select all the different crimes for each category, and then you hit AutoSum, and it automatically puts the sum right under total crimes. So it already knows that you want to have the sum of that row. So Excel is smart, and when you drag it down, it will figure out the sum for every single row. So you can see if you add up each category of crime, you come up with the total that Excel has came up with. And you can do this for every town all the way through Massachusetts. Now we have the total crimes in every category. Say you want to see if there is a town with a particularly high rate of crime for the population. You can do that too. So you would type in population to crime ratio. And you can do that by simply going into your function bar at the top, hitting equals, and then selecting the population, which is over to the side. And you would do this by clicking on the population, not by typing in the number, because that way, if the population changes, Excel will be able to figure out the value when it changes without you having to retype in every single digit. You divide that by the total crimes, and you hit enter. And much like Excel knew to do the sum for every row, it can do that calculation for each row as well. So when you drag it down, you can see if you divide the population by the total number of crimes, it will come out with that result. And you can drag this all the way down to the end of your list to see every town's population to crime ratio. So maybe you are interested in this data. You can also insert another graph. Maybe we want to do stacked column this time. And as we did last time, we want to select data, go to our horizontal axis labels to put in the names of each town. And we want to start with Abington all the way down until we reach Yarmouth. Now we hit enter on our keyboards and OK. And we can see our chart. We can label our chart population to crime ratio in each town. And similar to the last chart, it doesn't show every single town because it simply would not fit on our current chart size, but if we expand our chart, we can see more towns, and we can see towns that have a particularly high population to crime ratio, which means you might not want to live there. So this could be useful if you are looking to buy a house in one of these towns. And you can see the different trends of the numbers of population to crime. Thank you for watching.